Hi guys, Dom here from eSports News UK. I just wanted to talk about streamers in this video and the sort of role they have today and the role they play. And I'm reacting basically to the latest little bit of drama, if you like, from Gore, the UK League of Legends streamer. And so he claimed the other day that he was banned by Riot Games from attending any Riot or Riot sanctioned sort of esports events going forwards. And the reason was for that intimidation / spreading rumours. Now obviously that's what he said. I reached out to Riot and they told me that he's been banned from Riot sanctioned events for 1 year, and they didn't give me a reason. But it's sort of like, it's the latest sort of spat between Riot and Gore, and I know you can argue, oh, Riot's a huge company and Gore's just a streamer, but I mean, streamers have massive influence nowadays, and people listen to him. People listen to streamers like Gore. They listen to what they say. They're hugely influential. So yeah, Riot's said Gore's going to be banned from Riot sanctioned events for 1 year, and he's since responded saying, I'll still be rolling up at all the events, looking forward to the confrontation there. So, you know, I mean, he is who he is, Gore. I'm a fan of the guy, personally. I'm not dissing him, I'm not throwing a dig his way. I think he's a very funny guy. He's an entertainer at the end of the day, and he's a decent streamer. But I mean, all this petty back and forth, for me personally, I'd like to see them just sort of kiss and make up, Riot and Gore. I don't think it might not happen, but you know, it just keeps going on and keeps going on. Because at the end of the day, they kind of both need each other, really. I mean, Gore needs Riot's sort of permission to play the game, to help him sort of promote the game, do his streams, and Riot kind of need streamers in their call. They need to keep them happy, really, or they should be trying to keep them happy, because ultimately they're promoting the game for Riot, and like I say, the reach and the influence they have is huge. You know, Gore has hundreds of thousands of videos with hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube, and regularly gets sort of tens of thousands of views on Twitch. So in my opinion, Riot should be working to keep him on board. I know I'm not excusing the guy. I know he's made mistakes in the past, and obviously this all goes back to several incidents at the World's quarterfinals at Wembley. He said he was kicked out of his hotel by Riot, and I mean, he was getting a lot of his fans to come by the hotel and say hi and do meet and greets and everything, and he claims he was sort of unfairly kicked out, sort of manhandled there. So there was a bit of bad blood between them there, and I think he was actually escorted at some point. Next time he went to the Wembley Arena, he was escorted around. Riot had someone go with him and make sure he didn't cause any trouble or something like that. And then of course there was the big incident where he was banned from Twitch after accusations he made against Crepo. I'm not going to go into all those now. I've written a separate story on that, and I'm sure everyone knows everything about it. And he did hold his hands up. He did realise he was in the wrong there. He said he was stupid, and you know, he's apologised. He's apologised to Crepo as far as I'm aware, and he sort of stopped people, tried to stop his followers from saying all those things about Crepo on his streams and things like that. So he's realised he's made a mistake. He's trying to make a bit of a change, and you know, it's easy for me to say give him a second chance. I don't know the ins and outs and the communication that's taken place between him and Riot in the past, but I really do think they just need to put aside their differences now, sort it out. Gore should, in my opinion, just suck it up, wait out the year. I know it's a bit harsh. Don't stoke the fire anymore, because it's just going to get worse and worse. And like I say, if they're getting along with each other, you know, he's more likely to have better access to events. He's more likely to produce really good content in the long run. On the other hand, you could say, oh, this stuff, all this drama is more interesting to watch. And a friend of mine, I was having a chat with him the other week, and he was talking about streamers, and a lot of this drama is probably publicity stunts and things like that. But I honestly don't think that's the case with Gross. Having watched Gross's streams for around about a year or so now, you can't say the guy's not honest. I do think he speaks from the heart and he's honest. I don't think he's doing any of this stuff for publicity stunts. He might be. He's either very stupid or very clever. But no, I think he's being honest and genuine. So yeah, the point I'm trying to make quite badly, I think, in this video over all this is that streamers are obviously they're not esports pros as such, but they're influential gamers and who can sort of inspire that next generation of esports pros and players, and that they're really important, I think, in that regard. There's a lot of youngsters watching them. So where eSports News UK usually covers the scene, competitive gaming, the players in the UK and things like that, I do think streamers are an important element. They might not be pros as such, but like I say, they have a lot of influence and they can really sort of inspire the next generation of eSports pros coming through. And so I think they're really important. I recently wrote a top 20 UK streamers article. You can check that out in the box below this video, and I included Gross in there as well. So yeah, there's a collection of streamers in there, maybe give you some ideas of other streamers to follow. But I think like the point I'm trying to make with all this is that there's a lot of streamers out there who are like Grossy. They're quite young. It's easy to start a stream nowadays, right? Set up a Twitch account. It's not easy to get huge, but if you've got the right personality, perseverance, producing great, entertaining content, you're going to get followers, and you're going to get people wanting to see what you're doing and be like you. So it ties me into my point that there are loads of other streamers out there who have made mistakes like Grossy. There was a guy, a Smite caster, DM Brandon, who a few months ago he left Hyra Studios after he said some really nasty things to a viewer who left him a donation, and said something about he tried to commit suicide a while back, and Brandon's streams and Smite had been a really positive outlet for him, and thank you. And Brandon hit back, called the guy an arsehole, and said some other nasty things. And he left his job with Hi-Rez as a caster. I mean, that's just one little thing. The accusations Grossy made against Crepo is technically slander. It's like I was saying, it's so easy to set up a stream, and I question how many of these guys and girls actually are aware of slander laws and things like that. When I trained as a journalist at Bournemouth Uni, we were all told to read this book. Oh God, I can't even remember what it's called now. It's really professional of me, isn't it? It's McNay's Law for Journalists, something like that. And it just covered all the basic stuff, court reporting, who you can name, who you can't. That's why you often see in the news, so-and-so can't be named for legal reasons, all that stuff. And at the end of the day, streamers are publishers. There obviously are differences between them and national newspapers and big TV broadcasters in terms of the laws and things they have to adhere to, but they are publishing content. They are publishing their spoken word to thousands, tens of thousands, even millions of people, and they have massive influence. And if they say something that's incorrect, factually incorrect, or degrades someone's name with something that they have no proof over, like the gross Gore accusation against Crepo, that is slander. And if Crepo wanted to, if Riot wanted to, they could have taken him to court over that. Obviously they didn't. But but my point is, you know, streamers have a really massive role to play in the whole gaming sphere nowadays, and they are tied in with esports. You know, there's a lot of esports pros that stream nowadays. You know, Cassing, Max Law, Numlock, just to name a few of the guys from the UK, and obviously some of the other esports pros out there as well. So yeah, in terms of the laws and stuff, so Twitch does have a rules of conduct. But it's not very thorough, you know. It's a couple of pages long. It's some very basic stuff in there, and there's a line in there that says you must respect all applicable local, national, and international laws while using our services. Any content or activity featuring or encouraging illegal activity is prohibited. I mean, respect all laws. I mean, you know, that's huge. You know, a whole separate law book to. And how many of those guys that are streaming are really going to read up on that stuff? You know, and chances are the popular streamers are the ones with the huge personalities like Gore, who are going to say crazy things, who are going to say funny things, silly things, and some dangerous things as well. That, like I say, could be slander, could be other false statements, all kinds of things, you know. And even there was Legendary Leah a few months ago who was banned, I think, for a month for accidentally flashing on stream, and said she didn't flash and all that stuff. But you know, there are laws. I mean, I think when Twitch started getting really popular, there was some dodgy streams, wasn't there? People like getting half naked, and all this sort of kind of like adult streams, and people donating, and they just Twitch, you know, reacted quick to shut those down. I think it was when the PS4 just came out and had all the streaming capabilities with it. So I think it's two things, you know. It's the education for streamers and upcoming streamers. They need to educate themselves and know what the hell they're getting themselves into. And also it's the Twitches of the world and the riots and things like that. Maybe laying down the law a little bit, putting some rules in place, because as far as I'm aware, it's like Gracie was saying, he thinks, as far as he's aware, he's the first person to get banned from riot sanctioned events in this way. And the whole Twitch ban as well, you know, there's talks and rumours that how much was that ban due to Twitch and how much was it due to Riot and the influence they have over Twitch and the partnerships they have with Twitch. You know, so it's a big area. And it's a topic that isn't touched on that much, I don't think. And, oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to say as well. So there's this YouTube channel called Drama Alert as well, which is just full of some of this stuff. If you want some examples of some of the crazy crap that streamers are getting themselves into and arguing and framing with each other, and go and check out that channel, Drama Alert, because I found that to be quite interesting, and it's quite tough as a journalist to keep on top of all the streams and all the things that are happening all at once. But I think that's obviously where the power of social media comes in and tips. So if you see any weird goings on, interesting stories and things like that happen on streams, on UK streamers' streams, do give me a shout. At Dom_Sacco on Twitter, and at eSports_news_UK on Twitter as well. So that's it really, guys. It's just a bit of a rant really, a random rant. Let me know what you thought of the video, and if you want more of these kind of things. And yeah, cheers for watching.
Guys, can I present your champion? Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Ball Control! My heart's racing. How are you doing?
It's amazing. I never expected to get this far, and then I started getting a bit nervous towards the end, as you can probably tell from a certain pamphlet. But yeah, I feel really good.
So